A powerful earthquake has struck a southwestern region of China, shaking Sichuan Province and leaving a trail of destruction. The 6.8 magnitude earthquake could near the city of Luding. The mountains area are known for their region terrain and vulnerability to seismic activity. The thermostats were left to several major cities, including Chengdu, provincial capital, and Chongqing, forcing residents to run into streets to safety. The earthquake struck at approximately 20:52 local time on Monday, according to the China Earthquake Network Center. Authority reported significant damage to infrastructure, building collapse and roads were blocked by landslides and power was cut off in a large area of the region. Rescue operations are ongoing with the rapid response team trying to reach a remote area cut off by the disaster. Helicopters have been dispatched to insert the damage and deliver essential supply. According to preliminary reports, more than 16 people have died, and the death toll is expected to rise and the rescue efforts continue. Thousands of people have been forced to their homes and emergency shelters have been stopped to provide temporary accommodation. Hospitals in the affected areas are operating at full capacity, providing assistance to the victims following debris in collapsing buildings. China's President Xi Jinping has ordered a full disaster response, emphasizing the need to save lives as a matter of priority. The People's Liberation Army of China was mobilized to provide assistance, with the local authority called to volunteer to help disaster food, water and medicine. Sichuan is no stranger to earthquake. The province located to edge with a turbulent to one of the most seismically active regions in China. In 2002, devastation earthquake Sichuan killed more than 19,000 people. Although building codes were dignified after tragedy, the region remained vulnerable due to the geography. The latest earthquake is another gem reminding to risk associated with living in such seismically active area. Geologists warn the aftershock could continue in the coming days, potentially exacerbating the already severe damage. As the rescue and recovery efforts continue, the focus will be helping victims rebuild their lives after the disaster. For many people in China, the events in Sichuan bring back memories and post-disaster, underscoring the need to continue investment in the earthquake preparedness and the mitigation strategies. As the continued response in the latest crisis, the resilience of the people will once again put to the test. After the earthquake in Sichuan Province, the Chinese government mobilized significant resources to the help victims and disaster. President Xi Jinping has emphasized the importance to rapid response to effective coordination between various agencies to ensure that aid reached those in need as quickly as possible. Relief efforts are being coordinated through the Ministry of Emergency Situation, which oversees the deployment of emergency supply, including food, water, and medical care. Local authorities have set up temporary shelters in school community centers and accommodate thousands of people who have displaced by the earthquake. Many residents living in difficult conditions were limited address to the basic necessities, as the nightfall temperatures in the region could drop significantly, exacerbating the need for warm clothing and blankets. Groups of volunteers have come together to support in organization donation drivers to provide the most basic necessities. Rescue teams are facing significant difficulties in the AC remote villages where landslides have blocked roads, disrupted communities' networks. The team are making difficult and deliver aid, prompted to use drones and other technologies to assess the situation. The Chinese Red Cross and other humanitarian organizations are working with the local authority to ensure coordination response. The seismic activity have also raised concerns about the possible aftershock that could complicate rescue operations and higher recovery efforts. Experts from the China Seismological Administration are closely monitoring the situation, warning the new aftershocks could occur in the coming days. Residents are urged to remain vigilant to follow safety protocols in case of the aftershock. In the wake of the earthquake have been calls in increasing investment in disaster preparedness. Experts emphasize the importance of building a resilient infrastructure that can withstand seismic events. Building codes have been reviewed in recent years, but the challenges posed by the region geography require constant villages and adaptation. The situation involves the focus will be both immediate relief and long-term recovery. Continuous will need support in not only to rebuild physical structure, but also the heal emotional and psychological from the trauma and the disaster. Mental health resources will be critical in the coming months, and the residents come to terms when the losers begin the long process and rebuilding their lives. As the nation come together to support victims, and the resilience and solidarity to the Chinese people will be critical overcome and challenges ahead. The earthquake serves as a reminder of the unpredictability of nature and the importance of the prepare to mitigate the effects of such natural disaster. The roads to recovery will be difficult, but through the collective efforts, affected communities can become stronger in the face of adversity. In the rescue operation process in Sichuan, reports indicate for many families in grappling with the immediate aftermath to the earthquake, dealing with the loss of loved one of the homes. Local authorities are prioritizing search and rescue missions, utilities, transit dogs, terminal imaging technology to locate individuals who may stay trapped under debris. The agency, these efforts mobilizate not only professional teams but also local residents, many of whom had taken upon themselves to assist in the search of service. While the focus remains on the rescue and proportions of medical care in critical hospitals are overlaid with the patients and makeshift crisis when the setup affected areas to available the pre-shoot medical facilities. Medical staff are working tirelessly to treat injuries ranging from the fractures on the serious trauma caused by the quake. Health officials are also monitoring for the potential outbreak of disease. A pure station, the chrono lighting condition shelter pose significant public health risk. The psychical impact of the disaster cannot be understood. Many servers are experiencing active stress and accident exactly about the accentuate this situation. Mental health proportions are began deployed to rescue provide support, emphasizing the need for counseling community support system to help individuals cope with the trauma. The economic ramifications of the earthquake are becoming evident as well. With the infrastructure severely damaged, businesses face significant challenges in reopening, potentially leading to economic instability in the region. Critical losers are also expected, particularly in rural areas. The farms have been destroyed. Experts warn the long-term economic impact could high recovery efforts, emphasizing the need to targeted financial assistance and investment in rebuilding. International resources of the disaster also emerged, with several countries offering condolences to assistant. China has historically been cautious adapt essential for it, but the scale of the disaster may lead to increasing collaboration to the international humanitarian organization. After of aid experience from the various countries, highlighting the global community with needs to support recovery efforts. As the day unfolded, the focus was gradually shifted from mandate rescue to recovery and rebuilding. Long-term strategies will need to address not only psychical reconstruction and homes and infrastructure, but also the social and economic restoration to affected communities. The lessons learned from the disaster will likely inform future disaster preparedness policies, emphasizing the importance of resilience in the face of natural disaster. Structural recovery will require the constant effort from the government, local communities, and international partners. The results of the Chinese people, evident at post-earthquake, will be a vital component of the recovery. As the families begin to turn on the losers to rebuild their lives, a spirit of solidarity and mutual support to play with the essential in overcoming the challenges and they lie ahead. Rescue and recovery efforts in Sichuan are ongoing, but the emotional state of the victims remain a present concern. Many have been left alone to deal with the deep grief and loss after witness and destruction of their homes and communities. To provide emotional support groups and counseling services are being stopped, emphasizing the importance of mental health care such of traumatic event. In addition of addressing a mandate needs, local authorities are beginning to assess a long-term damage to infrastructure. Roads, bridges, and public transportation systems have suffered significant damage, making it difficult access remote areas to need the urgent assistance. Engineer to assess the safety of existing buildings while reconstruction plans and being development to ensure that future facilities stand resilience to seismic activity. This is a very important aspect of reconstruction and prevent similar destruction in the future. The reconstruction process is also opportunity for innovation. There are growing discussion among policymakers about the integrity in advancing engineered technologies and sustainable process to reconstruction effort. This approach cannot be only restore information but also increasing the region ability to withstand future earthquake. Community engagement with like to shaping the recovery process. Local leaders and residents are involved in the discussion-making process to ensure the reconstruction efforts are with the need to disaster or those directly affected by the earthquake. The particular approach can foster a sense of ownership and resilience in community, making them to engineer in recovery process. As the situation involves the role technology in disaster response to recovery in common those. Drones being used to aerial assessment, providing real-time data to affected areas to help them identify the help needed the most. Social media platforms have become critical and disseminating information coordination volunteer efforts in keeping displacement people connected. The economic aspects in recovery will require a multi-faceted approach. Government are exposing financial assistance package to support affected businesses and individuals to ensure the livelihood and restore as soon as possible. Long-term investment in local economics will be essential in the region, rather the focus dividing economic activities to reduce resilience and agriculture and tourism, which are vulnerable to the disaster. As international and bridge trickle in local response reminds solidarity, communities are coming together to support each other and sharing resources to provide comfort. A collective spirit underscoring the resilience of humanity spirit in face of adversity, admits that recovery is not only about rebuilding structure, but also about healing social fabric that breed community together. Looking ahead, the lessons learned the earthquake inform future preparedness strategies in China and beyond. The need of robust early warning system, comprehensive evacuation plan to ongoing public education about the earthquake safety is clear. As Sichuan begins the recovery journey, the resilience and determination of people will be critical to rebuild not only their homes but their future.